Any birthday plans? Josh asked as we wrapped up the last delivery. I smiled faintly. Lexi's probably planning something. She hasn't said much, but I've got a feeling. Hope she goes big, he chuckled. You only turned 24 once? I nodded, slipping my phone out of my pocket against still no message. Just the one from this morning? Happy B-Day? Hope it's a chill one? Chill one? I muttered, pocketing the phone. Josh raised an eyebrow. Dude, that's it. She's probably busy. I defended. Up for tonight? I told myself that all afternoon. After work, I cleaned up, showered, even shaved. She didn't ask what I was doing. No hints. No, can I see you later? Just silence. By 7 p.m., I started pacing. She's just running late 8 p.m. She's stuck in traffic. It's L.A. 9 p.m. I finally sat down and opened Instagram. Please don't be there, I whispered, my thumb hovering over the Explore tab. Please. The first thing I saw was a photo Lexi glowing under candlelight, clinking wine glasses with Ryan. Jenna Blake tagged you in a photo. Malibu Beach Club, cutest couple ever, hashtag throwback vibes. No, I breathed. No. I clicked on it. Lexi. In the same blue dress I told her she looked beautiful in last week. Her hand touching Ryan's, his smirk. Hers. The caption wasn't a throwback. The timestamp said, 18 minutes ago. I stared at the screen, heart hammering. She was supposed to be here. She forgot what day it was. Or worse, she remembered and didn't care. The doorbell rang. Pizza, happy birthday to me. I mumbled, tossing. The box on the table. I opened the Photos app and scrolled to the Lexi and Me album. Our anniversary trip. The Halloween party where I dressed up as a pirate because she begged me to. Her graduation, me cheering like an idiot in the background. I hit delete album. Are you sure you want to delete 241 photos? Yes. I turned off my location sharing, stared at my reflection in the dark TV screen, and whispered to myself, no. More begging for love. Characters introduced, protagonist unnamed, kind, loyal, hopeful, and emotionally crushed by Lexi's betrayal. Lexi, distant girlfriend who spent his birthday with her ex. Ryan, Lexi, smug, manipulative. Ex back in the picture, Lexi waltzed in like nothing happened. Hey babe, she said, tossing her purse on the counter. You want coffee? I just stopped at Bean House. I blinked at her, still sitting on the couch. Still in the same clothes from last night. She handed me an iced latte like it was a peace treaty. They had your oat milk. Where were you? I asked flatly. She paused. What? Last night? My birthday? Oh. Her smile faded a little. I told you I was wiped. Work drained me. I just needed a night to myself. Jaw tightened. So, Malibu Beach Club is your idea of a night to yourself. She froze. I pulled out my phone and opened the post. I didn't even follow Jenna, I muttered. But Instagram didn't let me miss it. Lexi leaned over, eyes wide. That photo? Oh my God, no, that was from last year, really. I tilted my head. So you wore the same dress, got the same wine, and sat in the exact same booth as what, some nostalgic tribute? She crossed her arms. Why are you being so dramatic? Because you lied. Again, I didn't lie. The picture just looked bad. It's not what you think. Oh, then what is it? We ran into each other, she said too fast. He was with friends. I said hi. Jenna snapped the photo before I could. I stared at her. So Jenna snapped a photo. From across the table, Lexi's lips parted, eyes darting. Whatever, Jared, you're blowing this up. No, Lexi. You are. You knew what last night meant. I texted you, she snapped. Don't act like I ignored you. Single emoji text isn't a birthday, I said, voice shaking. You were eating dessert with your ex while I was blowing out a candle alone. She sighed, rolling her eyes. You're being too emotional. It's exhausting. That hit harder than anything else. I'm exhausting, I whispered. She looked away. Sometimes, yeah. Overthink everything. It's like walking on eggshells. With you lately? So because I notice when the person I love lies to me, I'm the problem? She didn't answer. I stayed up all night wondering what I did wrong, I said quietly. You didn't forget, you just didn't care. You scoffed. Don't guilt trip me. I'm not. I'm done begging. I stood up. She didn't stop me. Didn't ask where I was going. Just stood there, arms crossed, lips tight. Where are you going? Shh. I grabbed my keys. Somewhere I'm not exhausting. I didn't even cry on the drive. I was done crying over her. Jared opened the door in pajama pants and a confused look. Dude, can I crash for a bit? He stepped aside without a word. For the first time, I felt something like peace. Not because I was okay, but because I was finally done chasing someone who never looked back. Characters introduced: Jared, protagonist's loyal best friend. Offers quiet support and a place to stay. Lexi further revealed as emotionally dismissive and manipulative. Downplaying her betrayal, Jared handed me a soda and smirked. You good? I'm at your weird wine and board games night. Define good, he laughed. Better than sulking in my guest room. Low bar. That's when I saw her curly hair tied up, boots on, inside the house. Arguing over Monopoly like her life depended on it. She always plays banker, someone whispered. Don't trust her. She rolled her eyes, because I'm competent. Deal with it. Jared nudged me. That's Lena. Ooh, Ryan's sister. My brows rose. Ryan, as in Lexi's Ryan. The very one. She must have felt my stare because she looked right at me. You just gonna stand there holding that soda like it's a weapon? She asked. I blinked. I guess. She grinned. Cool. Come lose to me in Monopoly. 15 minutes later, I was bankrupt. Brutal, I muttered, handing over my last property. Lena smiled like a shark. Don't hate the player. I smirked. You're enjoying this way too much. You're just mad because I crushed you using Park Place and No Mercy. Someone called her over, but she waved them off. Later, I'm invested in this guy's tragic financial downfall. I leaned back. So, you're Ryan's sister? Unfortunately, you don't like him? She snorted. He once flooded our parents' basement trying to fix a sink. Said YouTube made it look easy. I actually laughed for the first time in days. She noticed. That sounded like it hurt a little. What? The laugh. Kinda. Cracked in the middle, I looked away. Rough week. I figured, you've got that emotionally exiled man vibe. Is that a thing? It is now. I smiled. So you psychoanalyze all your Monopoly victims? Only the cute ones. I choked on my drink. That's aggressive, she shrugged. You look like you needed someone to stop sugarcoating. Stuff I did. We sat on the floor while the rest of the group faded into background noise. She didn't ask questions, didn't pry, just sat. So, she said eventually, want to hear something worse than your week? I raised a brow. Sure. I once dated a guy who pretended to be vegan just to impress me. He got drunk and ordered ribs on our anniversary. That's wow. Attracted to disasters. It's genetic. My brother's proof. You really don't like him, huh? She hesitated. It's complicated. I nodded. I get that. Her eyes locked on mine. You really do, don't you? I try. It's by the time the others left, it was just the two of us and a pile of empty chip bags. Jared popped his head in. You guys good? Lena waved him off. We're emotionally bonding. Go away. He chuckled and disappeared. I should sleep, I mumbled. It's 2 a.m. Sleep is overrated. I haven't talked this much since. You don't have to say. We sat in silence again, but it wasn't heavy. It was warm. Finally, she stood. Hey, I looked up. Let's not pretend this didn't happen. I blinked. What? Whatever this is, it felt good. Just don't overthink it. Okay? I nodded. Okay, she smiled, softer now. See you around Monopoly? Loser. And just like that, she was gone. But the quiet didn't hurt anymore. Characters introduced: Lena, Ryan's sharp, emotionally intuitive sister with a magnetic, confident presence. She notices Jared's pain but doesn't pressure him to share. Their connection is natural, healing, and slow-burning. You don't talk much, Lena said, stirring her espresso with lazy circles. That your thing, or are you just trying to be mysterious? I shrugged. Just don't have a lot worth saying lately. That's a lie, she said bluntly. Sipping her drink, you've got sadness pouring off you like steam off hot pavement. I gave a half smile, poetic. She smirked. Don't dodge. Who did it? What makes you think someone did anything? She leaned forward. Because no one looks that tired unless their soul's been stepped on. I hesitated, fingers tightening around my cup. It was my birthday 2 nights ago. Lena raised a brow. And my girlfriend forgot. Then showed up the next day with an excuse so bad it might as well have been an insult. Cheat. Yeah, with her ex. I found out on Instagram. Oof, she winced. Classic Ryan move. I blinked. You knew? Lena's eyes narrowed slightly. Ryan's my brother. Estranged for a reason. I froze. You're serious? Unfortunately. But if it makes you feel better, I think he's a manipulative parasite with a pretty smile. I let out a dry laugh. That does make me feel better? Thought so. She tilted her head. So what now? I don't know, I admitted. I feel like I'm stuck in a loop, angry, then numb, then back to angry. And it's like, I'm scared if I move on, it'll mean she didn't matter. She mattered, but not enough to wreck you. I glanced at her. How are you? So sure about everything? I'm not, she said. But I know this: when people betray you, the worst thing you can do is let them linger in your head. They don't get to live rent-free in your mind. It's easier said than done. She leaned back, arms crossed. Then evict them, change the locks, burn the couch. I snorted. You're intense, I'm honest. We sat in. Silence for a moment, the cafe humming quietly around us. I've been thinking about leaving town, I said suddenly. Like getting away for a while, somewhere far. Her eyes met mine. Where? Bali. Random. Maybe, but I looked it up last night. Quiet beaches, sunrise hikes, no memories of her. She smiled slightly. Sounds like exactly what you need. I booked a ticket this morning. She blinked. Seriously, I nodded, and I got 2 seats. She stared at me. You invited me? I mean, yeah. Not in a weird way. You helped, more than you know. And I thought maybe you could use a break too. There was a pause. You're not trying to rebound with the sister of the guy your girlfriend cheated with, right? She asked, eyebrow raised. I laughed, full and real. No, God, no. I didn't want to go alone, and you feel safe, familiar in a weird, opposite-of-Ryan way. She studied me for a long moment. You're either the kindest sad man I've met, or the dumbest. Probably both, Lena grinned. I could use a vacation. My chest loosened. Really? But I get the window seat. No way. I called it when I booked. I'm older. I paid. She held out her hand. Deal, but I'm picking the playlist. I shook her hand, and for the first time in days, I didn't feel broken. Just in motion. Finally, did you really just order 2 coconut smoothies? I asked, watching Lena grin behind her sunglasses. One for now, one for later, she said, pulling her braid over one shoulder. I'm not holding back. Fair. The ocean stretched out ahead of us like it had no end. For once, the silence between us wasn't heavy. It was peaceful. Lena sipped her smoothie. You know, I almost didn't come. Oh, I didn't. Trust you. I blinked. What did I do? It wasn't you, she said, eyes on the waves. It was just men, I guess. I stayed quiet. She rarely opened up like this. When we were kids, Ryan used to. Twist everything. He'd charm her mom, lie to our teachers. Gaslight the hell out of me, she said. I spent years thinking. I was the problem. That sounds brutal. It was. I moved out at 17, took 3 jobs, slept on a couch for 6 months, but it was better than staying under his shadow. I nodded slowly. I get it. I always thought people, like Ryan, were just rare. But the more I look around, they're everywhere, she finished. They always find girls like I used to beak, eager to please, scared of being alone. You're not that girl anymore. No, she said. I'm not, but sometimes. Sometimes I feel her breathing down my neck. We sat in silence. Then my phone buzzed, and buzzed again. And again? Uh-oh, Lena said, arching a brow. That your ex? I glanced at the screen. Lexi 12 missed calls. Yup, you're gonna answer? I tossed the phone face down on my towel. Nope, she whistled low. Growth. Another buzz. This time, a text. Lena peeked as I read it. So that's how fast you moved on? I rolled my eyes. She cheated, disappeared for days, and now I'm the bad guy. She doesn't miss you. She misses control. Yeah, I said. Thing is, for once, I don't even feel guilty. I feel calm. She smiled. That's called healing. I laughed. I barely recognized myself. Just then, my phone rang again. Not Lexi. This time, Jared. I silenced it. Lena asked. Yeah, probably Lexi called him, trying to get sympathy. Let me guess, crying about how you abandoned her. Exactly. She does that thing where she rewrites the story mid-sentence. Classic narcissist move, Lena muttered. God, she and Ryan would have made a twisted power couple. I winced. Funny you say that. She turned to me. No, they dated, briefly. Before me, Lena's jaw dropped. I didn't know until after. Gross, okay, this trip was clearly fate. The universe wanted me to see. This mess up close, I grinned. Glad you're entertained. We clinked coconut shells. Another buzz. Seriously? I muttered, flipping the phone over. Now it was Ryan. Incoming call? Ryan. Lena saw it and snorted. Oh no. He saw. The photos, didn't he? I posted one of us at the temple yesterday. Didn't think he followed me. Oh, he does. Trust me. Should I answer? You could, she said. But only if you want to hear passive-aggressive venom. I let it ring, then hit decline. I used to feel like he owned part of me, she said quietly. Like no matter how far I got, he'd always have access. And now, she looked at me, eyes fierce. Now, I don't give him an inch. I nodded. Yeah, same goes for Lexi. We leaned back in our chairs. The breeze shifted. Sky darkened, just slightly Bali's way of whispering secrets. I like this version of us, I said. Unbothered. Real. Same, she said. It's not a rebound. It's a reboot. I grinned. That your therapist talking? Nope, that was all me. We laughed. My phone buzzed again. I didn't even look. You said. I was halfway through updating the inventory spreadsheet when I heard her voice. Hey, ... can we talk? Hey. I looked up. Lexi stood there in the hallway of my office, eyes glassy, face pale. Lexi, what are you doing here? I had to see you, please. She stepped inside before I could say no. I just need 5 minutes. I stood, jaw tight. You don't get to walk in like this anymore. She flinched. I know I messed up. I need you to hear me out. Leaned against the desk. Fine, talk. Her bottom lip trembled. Wasn't what it looked like. You kissed him. You weren't drunk enough to forget that. Her hands wrung together. I was overwhelmed. I'd been drinking. I felt lost. And Ryan was there. He said the right things. And would you have told me if no one posed that photo? I interrupted. She went quiet. That's what I thought. That's what I was going to. She blurted. I just didn't know how. I didn't want to lose you. You already did. Her voice cracked. Please don't say that. I have to, I said. Because it's true. You didn't fight for us, Lexi. You just hid things until they blew up. She took a step forward. I was scared. I didn't want to admit I messed everything up. I didn't move. But you did mess everything up. And now you're here. Crying in my office, hoping tears will undo it. Her face fell. You really think I'm that manipulative? I looked at her for a long second. You're sorry for getting caught. Not for what you did. That's not fair, she whispered. It's the only fair thing I've said, I replied. You know how many nights I spent wondering what I did wrong? She opened her mouth and shut it. I blamed myself. I continued. Thought I wasn't good enough. Thought if I worked harder, smiled more, gave you everything, you'd stay. I didn't mean to hurt you, she said quietly. But you did. Her voice turned desperate. We can fix this. I can fix this. I swear no. I straightened up. You're not the girl I loved. You're the girl who taught me how to leave. She stared at me like she'd been slapped. You don't mean that. I do. I've replayed this conversation in my head for weeks, wondering what I'd say if you ever showed up. Ryan's been running his mouth, Lena said, sliding into the cafe booth across from me. I didn't even look up from my sketchpad. Let him. He's telling people you ruined Lexi, that you were controlling, manipulative. I sighed. Then he's doing what bitter people do best, talk. You're really not going to respond? Nope. She blinked. You used to care so much about your reputation. I used to care about a lot of things that didn't deserve it. I set the pencil down. I'm not angry, Lena. Just done. She leaned forward. So you're just letting him smear? I'm choosing peace. I looked her dead in the eye. I'm not at war with someone who's already lost. She exhaled. Damn, that's kind of impressive. I spent months screaming inside my head, I said, trying to make sense of things. Rewriting conversations that never happened, wanting revenge, closure, an apology, and now, I just want silence. I want to build something that makes noise for the right reasons. The open sketch pad, that your studio plan? I nodded. Finally, I've put it off for years. Excuses, fear, Lexi's doubts, whatever. But I'm done shrinking to fit her comfort zone. Lena grinned. What's the vision? Creative space? Design? Audio and all-in-one hub for people like us? Artists with too many tabs open in our heads. Love that. Her smile softened. You seem lighter. I'm getting there. She hesitated, then reached into her tote bag. I got you something. Uh-oh. Shut up, she laughed, sliding a wrapped bundle across the table. Just open it. I tore the paper. Inside was a sleek hardcover notebook, blank, untouched. For your new chapters, she said gently. No more scribbling on napkins and receipts. I ran my fingers over the cover. This is perfect. Figured it was time. Sat in silence for a moment, then I reached into my coat pocket and pulled out an old, worn keychain. Lexi had given it to me on our second anniversary. Lena's eyes flicked to it. You still carry that? Habit? I turned it over in my palm. But it doesn't mean anything anymore. I stood, walked over to the trash bin, and dropped it in. It made a soft clink against the plastic. I came back to the table, felt lighter already. Lena raised her coffee cup. 2 new beginnings. To peace, I said, clinking mine against hers. She looked at me thoughtfully. You're really not mad at her anymore. Not sure I ever was. Just hurt, but now. I see her choices had nothing to do with me. That's growth. She murmured. I don't want revenge, I said. I want mornings like this. Coffee, ideas, plans. That's enough. And as I opened the blank notebook and scribbled my first line, I knew it was. You gonna open it? Lena asked, nodding at my phone. I stared at the screen. Already did, she sipped her tea. And it's a novel. A whole essay about finding peace and clearing the air. Lexi wants closure. Lena tilted her head. You gonna write back? I set the phone down. No. She poured her heart out. Too late. She made her choices. I'm not her therapist. Harsh, Lena muttered. Is it? I looked at her. Where was her honesty when it mattered? Where was this emotional clarity when she lied to my face? Lena didn't answer. I'm not angry anymore, I continued, but I'm not responsible for her healing. So that's it? No response at all? Silence is a response. I tapped the table. No closure to people who broke you and walked away. Lena leaned back. You've really changed. I had to. I kept trying to fix things that were never mine to fix. She folded her arms. So you're really not tempted? Not even to say I'm okay? I'm okay? That's enough. I paused. In silence, ... hurts more than a tidy goodbye. Let her sit with that. Lena nodded slowly, thoughtful. You've grown. Speaking of which, she said, hesitating. I need to tell you something. Uh-oh. Got an offer. Berlin. 6 months, maybe more. New studio gig. My chest tightened. Wow, that's huge. It is. It's scary. You're taking it, right? I think so. I forced a smile. Then I'm proud of you. She searched my face. You sure? Yeah, I tried to. Mean it. You don't need to stay for me. I didn't stay for you. She grinned. I stayed until you didn't need anyone. I laughed under my breath. That's such a Lena thing to say. I'm serious. She reached across the table, touched my wrist. You didn't need me. You just needed a reminder that you were already enough. I swallowed hard. That means more than you know. No drama. No grand goodbye. She stood. Just mutual respect. No kiss goodbye? I teased lightly. She rolled her eyes. Don't ruin the moment. I watched her walk out of the cafe. No big send-off. Just a wave and a smile. Back home I sat. On my bed. Staring at Lexi's email again. I just want to understand where it all went wrong. I deleted it. Some people want closure to ease their guilt, but real consequences don't come with explanations. I didn't need her to understand me. I finally understood myself, and for the first time in years, I was enough. Big crowd, Josh whispered, nudging me backstage. You nervous? I exhaled. Honestly, no. He smirked. Famous last words. The launch space was buzzing string lights overhead, local press snapping photos, soft jazz playing in the background. My designs lined the walls. My vision. My comeback. You ready to speak? The host asked. As I'll ever be, I replied. Gripping the mic, the applause felt unreal. I walked on stage, heart calm for once. Thank you, I began, voice steady. This studio, ... It didn't come easy. It didn't come alone. I paused, scanning the crowd. I want to thank the people who stood by me, and also, ... the people who left. A ripple of murmurs moved through the room. Sometimes what breaks you builds you better. Applause again, genuine this time. Afterward, I stood by the gallery wall, sipping water when Dana approached me. You were amazing up there, thanks, I said, smiling. Almost choked on that people who left line. She chuckled. It landed, by the way. Did you know Lexi was here? My stomach tightened. What? She came. Stood at the back near the exit. Didn't say a word. When? Half an hour ago. She slipped out before your speech. I blinked. She didn't talk to anyone. Oh, just watched. Quietly. I looked toward the entrance, imagining her standing there, just a shadow from the past. I guess. ... That's all she needed, or all she could handle. Josh joined us. Hey, Lexi being here. ... That's wild. Gonna text her? No. I looked around. She had her chance. Dana tilted her head. You okay, actually? ... Yeah. I didn't flinch. Didn't chase her. Didn't even feel anything. That's growth, my guy, Josh said. I nodded. Slowly. It's funny, right? I didn't have to say a word to her. Just being here was enough. Your silence was loud, Dana said softly. Exactly. Later that night, I stood alone in the studio, after the lights dimmed and everyone left. I stared at my logo printed on the wall. She walked through these doors. She saw my name on the art, on the walls, on the invites. She left without a word because she knew, and I didn't need to say anything. I'd become someone she no longer had access to, and that was louder than any revenge speech I could have given. You're on in 5, the tech guy whispered. I adjusted the mic on my collar and nodded. My palms were sweaty, but my heartbeat was calm. Got this? Josh mouthed from the wings. I walked out onto the stage, lights blazing into my eyes, the crowd a blur of shadows. Michael. And for a long time, I let silence define me. A pause. But silence doesn't mean weakness. Sometimes it means you're building something quietly. While the world watches and doubts, the audience leaned in. I want to talk about creativity. But more than that, I want to talk about healing. I told them about starting over, about sketching at 3 a.m. in a cold apartment, about how art didn't save me, but it revealed me, and then I said it. Karma isn't about revenge. It's about rebuilding so well. They can't help but watch you thrive. The applause hit hard, not just polite but real. Later, I sat backstage. With a paper cup of water, too wired to drink. You crushed it, Dana said, scrolling her phone. Wait, oh my God, it's already trending. TikTok has clips. Someone made a sound out of your line about silence. I blinked. That fast? Josh leaned in. Dude, you broke the algorithm. My phone buzzed. Over and over. Messages, reposts, tags. And then Dana looked at me. Lexi watched it. I froze. What? She texted Bree, said she saw it online. I stayed quiet. She cried, Dana added gently. Didn't say much. Just I didn't know he could speak like that. I let the silence hang between us. Josh raised an eyebrow. You good? I said, surprising myself. Actually, I am. Now. No part of you wants to reach out. Dana asked. No. What would I even say? Hey, thanks for watching me become someone you never believed in. She smiled. Guess you already said it. Publicly and perfectly. I laughed. Yeah, she watched from the sidelines. That's enough. Josh nodded. Closure looks good on you. I don't feel victorious, I admitted. Not like I thought I would. What do you feel then? Dana asked. Peace, I said. Finally. The ride home was quiet. No fireworks, no loud music, just city lights drifting by the windows. Later, lying in bed, I scrolled through a video someone captioned. The best TED Talk I didn't know I needed. I didn't even flinch when Lexi's name popped up again.